YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy D Dyson. So just finished watching the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan and had to give my impression review. I can't lie, for the first episode I was kind of like, okay, I don't know. I feel like it's not rushed, but if they had a lot more time and a lot more episodes, you would have seen how Obi-Wan was so withered, so battered. Like, no, I don't want to have nothing to do with the Jedi. Just leave me alone. I'm Ben Kenobi. That's it. I work. I go home. But he always checks up on Luke. So I was happy that they brought back Senator Organa. You know what I'm saying? And how he just was always looking after Luke, and Luke is fine. Luke is out there playing. And even Owen Lars, like, was just like, hey, we don't need you. Stop coming around. Don't come. I saw you. Leave us alone. And sit there and tell myself, I'm like, I like how they have Joe Edgerton back. I think that's his name. How they just kind of had that reprise cast from, the prequels, and it's still here, but they're a little bit older. And we get to see the introduction of the Grand Inquisitor, the 5th brother, and the 3rd sister, which is Reva, the Grand Inquisitor, and oh boy. But also, he is the actor that played in Fast and Furious. So you kind of see that there's like a dissension amongst the ranks when it comes to the Grand Inquisitors and the 3rd sister and the 5th brother. Like, how Reva is more power hungry because she's looking for Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's still out there. He's still there. I know he's there. I want to find him. I want to make sure. And the Grand Inquisitor is like, it will come. Just take time. Be patient. I promise you we'll get him. And you could tell she's just like, I don't care what you guys have to say. This is whatever. And I still tell myself, I'm like, the same thing that they did to Kylo Ren in The Last Jedi, like, what we knew the Sith to be. The Sith was very menacing, very structured, very ordered, and how they're bickering and going against each other in this, it reminds me of The Last Jedi. Like, how they're not in unison. Reva's really more power hungry than the rest, not really disguising what she's really actually for, instead of like playing her role, but also on the side, like, hey, I'm trying to do this. So that kind of threw me off and was like, well, the Grand Inquisitor looks like a menace, looks like he's hella hard to beat. You know what I'm saying? And Reva's just kind of more of a, I'm going to get you, I'm on you, but she's not as powerful. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I sit there and tell myself, I'm like, yeah, you could tell with Obi-Wan, when he gets back into his ways, he's definitely going to beat her. That's a most definite. But that was the episode 1. Now, episode 1, you seen Luke, and then you seen how Leia was. Leia was always this, that bratty, I'm going to do what I want, say what I'm going to say type of person. And that evidently gets her in trouble, how she keeps going to the woods, and then they finally kidnap her in the woods. And shout out to the cameos. The cameos in here from Flea in the first episode, continuing to the second episode, and oh boy off of the Eternals in the second episode. So shout out to the cameos that they have a lot more in Star Wars, and just trying to really bolster up like more actors and actresses to be in Star Wars. I'm here for that. But that kind of leads Ben Kenobi off of it, because there was a Jedi in the beginning in the saloon cantina, and he's force sensitive but not as strong. And at first I thought that Kenobi was basically training him because he stayed in Tatooine. But I don't know how that dude was in Tatooine and then didn't sense that Obi-Wan was there. I don't know. I think that's kind of like I was like, oh, wow, well. But nevertheless, Ben, he seeks out Ben Kenobi, and Ben is like, man, whatever you do, just stay hidden. We lost. Stay away from it. Leave it alone. And you just seen like the next day, the guy's like seen hanging. Like, I don't know if he hung himself or if the Inquisitors got to him. So they didn't really disclose that. But just seeing Ben seeing that when he got to see Owen kind of like in the street and almost like, stay away, dude. Like, stay away. We already know what you're about. Already know what you're trying to do. Leave him alone. And Obi-Wan is like, well, he needs to start his training because he's very force sensitive, very strong. And if he doesn't have anyone to help him, they're going to find him and kill him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Obi-Wan is just so stuck on the boy. And then here comes Senator Organa was like, you forgot about his sister, right? Like, his sister is equally as strong, equally can also be force sensitive. Help her too. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was happy where we at least got off Tatooine. Because Boba Fett, you didn't really get off Tatooine. Mando was there for a while, but he was still, going to different worlds. So we got to go to Dayu, which goes into episode 2. Now, the kidnapper, Flea and his company, a band of criminals, kidnap Princess Leia. And here comes Obi-Wan getting his stuff back. And it's like, okay, let me go get her. And I like Dayu. And I told myself from the trailers, we got like everything from all the trailer in just these 2 episodes, except for like one shot. So that's why I was telling myself, okay, cool. So the next 4 episodes, it's definitely going to be a Darth Vader-esque Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan into the final episode. So I'm going to be here for that. I think at the end of episode 2, showing that Anakin and how Reva was really just power hungry, overthrew the Grand Inquisitor. I did not think the Grand Inquisitor was going to die that soon, but it was just, he had no purpose, basically. I'm like, how are you force sensitive? You couldn't kind of sense that stuff coming. Kind of reminds me of Snook, again, the last Jedi. Very sloppy, bad writing, but they had to do it in the nick of time type of thing. Reva's not a menace. She's just power hungry, and that'll probably lead you to death, basically. Lead you to the dark side. It's going to lead you to death. But they kind of mess over her and saying, yeah, you're a scum, you're the less of us. And she kind of was like, well, fine then, I ain't really got to be around you guys. So I see that. And then, how Obi-Wan really had to get his powers back because she seen Leia fall and he really was just like, please. And then finally saved her. And then she was like, dang, you really are a Jedi. And you go to Dayu and then you seen, there's just that con aspect of a little boy is like, yeah, I know a guy, he's a Jedi, he helps, he'll get you off, and just using that just to con people out of money. And I was just kind of like, dang, they really, that's interesting, because they probably wouldn't have somebody like that after the Jedi are dead, like, oh yeah, I'm the last Jedi, I'll help you. And so it's basically preying on dire needs of poor people. So I like that. I thought Obi-Wan would have confronted him like, yeah, you're not a real Jedi, and here's these tricks. But, Obi-Wan's like, just kind of, he's had to get back in the thick of things and how things are. I was reluctant to see how, okay, you may have an actual lightsaber battle. But because I could tell myself when he does have to swing lightsaber, it's going to be very, very rusty. Very. And like I said, the build up to the end where they're in the cargo hangout, and how Reva's like, yeah, Vader, I'm not going to kill you. I'm going to bring the Lord Vader. And he just kind of like, whoa, wait, what? And she just is like, yeah, you thought Anakin's dead? This is Anakin Skywalker. And like, yeah, there's Darth Vader. He's still living. Can't wait to, he's been looking for you. So I'm just kind of like, now it dawned on him, like, yeah, Darth Vader's still out there. Anakin's still alive. So he knows the threat of Anakin Skywalker's kids is out there. So he really must protect them. So that's why I said, because none of the Sith are aware that Anakin Skywalker has kids, apparently. So that's why I'm telling myself, it puts a lot in peril. And then at the final shot, you seen Darth Vader, Anakin just, kind of like how he was in Empire Strikes Back, just bald-headed. He's just in a tank, kind of like, Vegeta and Goku just looking up like, yeah, I can feel you, because he still has that master Padawan thought of like Anakin. And then Darth Vader felt him like, yes, like he basically with his eyes like Obi-Wan, just like how they did in A New Hope, and was like, Darth Vader's on that thing. Like, so that's why I said I'm telling he's getting his force sensibility back. And it definitely picked up in episode 2. Definitely did. definitely dig, and I'm here for it. So, you guys enjoyed my review of Obi-Wan's episode 1 and 2 on Disney Plus. Subscribe to my channel, post comment down below, like the video. It's your boy, D. Dyson. Peace.